everyone, welcome back to Ask Amy. Today's question is from Iris in the Netherlands, and her question is a little on the long side, but I'm going to read a summarized version of it, and really stick with me here. It's not super long, but it's longer than the typical question, but really stick with it and see if you can relate to Iris, because I know you can. We all can in various ways. And I think this is a really, really good one that I hope is going to help a lot of people. So let's get to it. So Iris in the Netherlands says, my 5-year-old daughter is sick. She has multiple health problems, many of which go well for a bit. And then just as I relax and have less anxiety about one of them, something happens and boom, there it is. I worry a lot about the things that might go wrong with her. I feel I need to be really alert to pick up on the signs. And then Iris goes on to say how her daughter sometimes reacts to antibiotics and just has kind of quick reactions to different things that can be life-threatening. So Iris feels like she has to be on high alert to make sure she catches these things. I have big trust issues in life, she says. I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning and start worrying. It's a loop of thoughts. I've learned from you that it's the thoughts I have that make me suffer. That helped a lot, actually. But in the end, I wonder, when my life with this child will always be filled with adversity, there's always something to stress about, how am I supposed to feel relaxed or feel joy? I know there must be a way. It seems that every time I seem to go one step forward, life throws me a curveball, and I have to figure that one out. I'm tired, sad, and scared. I really want to relax and enjoy life, but I'm scared for the adversities waiting around every corner. I know it doesn't help to be tense. The hurt won't be less, but I feel I can't let my guard down, and I also feel like I can't be free because of these adversities. I love my daughter to pieces. I want her to be well. I don't want her to suffer. What do I do when that's not under my control? I have to find a way to navigate this ongoing adversity and my fear, sadness, and so on. So first of all, Iris, I really feel for what you're going through. I mean, I can't even imagine. It really is a very tough circumstance that you're in, and I can really feel, you know, your anxiety and that alertness, maybe because I've been there many times in my life over lesser circumstances, but still in my own mind, that feeling of high alert and need to keep everything together, and what if this happens, and that feeling that I know so many of us have felt before, of it feeling like life is just throwing us all these curveballs. So it's okay that your mind goes there. You know, that's the first thing I want to say. Of course it does. Everyone's mind does. Every mother's mind does. Every mother with a sick child's mind does. But everyone in the world, our mind wanders to what if, and what might happen, and what am I going to do, and how will we handle this? That's just part of being a human being. Your mind is going to go there. And like you said, you've seen before, that's been helpful. When your mind goes there, your anxiety ramps up. You know, it feels like a curveball's coming and you're on high alert, and you suffer. That's how it goes. Our mind wanders to a place and we feel that as if it's really happening, even when it's just one of our what if questions. We feel it in a real way as if it's really happening, and we suffer a little bit. And that is part of having a brain. So I'm sorry, but that's never going to go away. But the good news is we all experience that, and it's okay. It's okay. You want to kind of see, okay, my mind can wander there and it'll put on this show, but that's independent of life. And I know it's a tough one. I know it really looks like if my daughter could just be well, or if ... You know, we all get caught up in that. But like I've talked about here and other questions, just see if you can continue to feel into this independence of what's happening or what might happen in the future out in the world, and our moment-to-moment experience of life. Because our moment-to-moment experience of life, that's our thinking coming to life. That's when your mind wanders and you suffer. That's when you imagine something and it hits you as if it's really happening. And that's really what we feel. And circumstances are going on and stuff's happening, but we're feeling our thinking unraveling. So you ask in this, you know, or you say, I know there has to be some way to be able to relax and feel some joy, even with all these curveballs coming at me. And there is, and I love that you see that. I love even just that. It's like you're onto it. You're really seeing, okay, I know it's my thinking here, and I know there's a way. I just can't put my finger on it. And again, me too, all the time. And so many people, we've all felt that. We know there's a way. So what I want to kind of share that was really helpful with me is kind of considering that you are, and you try this on and see if this feels true to you, because that's the only way it's ever going to be helpful. But what if we're all okay? We have that peace of mind. We are relaxed. We are in that capacity, have that capacity to enjoy life. You, your daughter, everyone in the world. It's just what's there. And at the same time, we're constantly thinking and feeling our thinking. So your peace is there by default, can't go anywhere. Everything you're looking for. That's why it's like, there has to be a way. There has to be a way. We all have that sense of that, like, I know there's a way, I just can't see it. Because we remember that's who we are. That's what's there for all of us. That's what we were born into. And we just get caught up in this thinking over it. But we don't really forget, we don't fully forget. And that's what I think brings us this feeling that we so often have of just kind of like a frustration. Like, I know there's got to be something there. So there is, or consider that there is. See what feels right to you. That before all that thinking, there's just the moment. There's just right now. And that's when you have those little moments when everything quiets down and you're just with your daughter and you're just enjoying her and you're just in life. And your mind isn't going to what happened last week or what might happen next month. It just isn't there. There's just a piece there. Now, I'll share that I emailed Iris a few days ago and told her that I was going to address this question. And she emailed me back and said, oh, when I first sent in the question, which was a couple weeks ago, I had all this on my mind. And I just want to say that I really do feel moments of peace and relaxation. She said, it's not all the way that I said in my email. Like, I really do connect with, I love my daughter. We have a lot of great moments. It's just that it feels like there's this stress and fear and anxiety kind of following me, and yeah, that's how it goes. That's how it goes for everyone. I know you have those moments. We all do, because that's who we are. That's kind of the point. So when you had the moment, when you wrote this email, and we all have those too, there was just a lot of thinking going on. There was a lot of like, I can't quite see it, but I know something better is there. And that's okay. So that's where the question came from. And then later, a few weeks later, you said, I actually am seeing more of this other side of things, and I just want to point that out because, yeah, that's the way it is for all of us. That's because that peace and that relaxation is who we are. It never goes anywhere. It's just that we're either thinking over it a lot and really caught up in our thinking, or we're just thinking over it a little bit and we're not so caught up in that. And so we can kind of feel that peace more. And the reason I wanted to say this about your question too is that, when we kind of get a feel for how this works, we start to notice those moments of peace more and more because we have a framework for what they are and what they mean. They make more sense. So I remember when I was having a ton of anxiety, like nonstop panic attacks, it felt like I would have moments of peace and where it felt like anxiety was so far away from me. But I wrote those off as some strange anomaly. Like, I don't know what this is. I don't know where this came from. This isn't me. I'm the anxious one. I just had some random little blessing of peace for a minute here. And seeing it that way, it kept this alive, that I'm the anxious one, and the peace, I don't know what that is. That's random, and I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. But seeing, no, it's actually the reverse. You're well. Your daughter's well. There's peace there. There's intuition. There's everything you need to be a good parent and to just enjoy your life in the moment. It's all there. And that's why when your thinking settles down, you get those little glimpses of that. And now seeing that that's actually the stable part. That's actually the default. it can give you kind of a new way to take that in. You know, it makes sense in a deeper way, and it maybe can start to feel a little more meaningful and like something stable that you can rely on. And when it looks like that, we tend to get a lot more of it. We see it, we notice it more. We're like, oh yeah, there's me, rather than, oh, I don't know what that piece is. You know, I'm sure the anxiety is on its way back. It's like, no, here's me, I'm home. That's right, this is life. You know, and it just starts to flip things, and you do start to notice it a lot more. So one other thing in your question that I just wanted to touch on is you say, you talk about kind of feeling like you need to be on high alert, you know, like you need to be always thinking and always watching. And I completely understand that, because if she's having health issues that seem to come out of nowhere, of course it can look like, oh, I better be vigilant and I better be always watching and always on. And so that's okay. Your mind will go there, and you will be very vigilant and on high alert, I'm sure, a lot of the time, and that's okay. But what I want to say is that part of you that we just talked about, so that peaceful, content, relaxed place before all the thinking, you are brilliant in that place. You have a ton of intuition. You will notice something in her, just have a sense in yourself that something might be off so much faster in that place than you will in the mental vigilance, high alert place. Now, I don't want you to get scared by that and say, oh man, I spend so much of my time worried. Oh great, now I'm going to miss it. No, your common sense and your wisdom is very, very good. You will see things, you will have motherly intuition, you will have hunches about things no matter what's on your mind. So this isn't about, oh, make sure you're really calm and peaceful all the time so you can, you know, be there for your daughter. Not at all. And that's way too much pressure. That common sense and wisdom and intuition can come through anytime. But I don't want you to think you also have to keep up that high anxiety kind of thing, because that's helpful. Because actually, it's more helpful when we're calm. You know, we just are onto things and we see things in a deeper way. So if nothing else, it's encouragement and permission to keep looking for the peace and the quiet that's in there beneath all of this thinking, because it's not only going to make your moment-to-moment experience